Are you still paying for 10 different AI tools? If that's the case, then we need to check out this new tool called Qolaba, which has landed on Appsumo recently. Qolaba is essentially an all-in-one platform for generating images from text prompts, image to image, multiple editing tools, video generation, speech generator, and the most important one is talking with a chatbot using some of the latest and greatest AI models from different vendors. Let's check out the plans on Appsumo. There are 4 tiers on Appsumo, lifetime access, and the main differences are the monthly credits, team members, workspaces, managed team roles and permissions, shared resources, and PII protection. So for tier 1 you get 500 monthly credits, and then there's 1,500 for tier 2, 3,000 for tier 3, and 5,500 for tier 4. And tier 4 will cost you $449. Team members is also an essential part of this kind of platform. So for tier 1, it's just 1, and then it's 10, 40, and 100. You also can get multiple workspaces, so you only get 1 for tier 1, 10 for tier 2, 40 for tier 3, and a huge 100 for tier 4. And then in tier 1, you don't get the team roles and permissions, shared resources, or PII protection, but for all the other tiers you do, and all the other features are available across all tiers, which is really nice. So without further ado, let's jump into the Qolaba web app. So guys, I actually bought license tier 1, and to test out all the different features, I actually bought more credits so I can really demonstrate what Qolaba can do. So this is the dashboard, and I think it looks very premium. I really like the orange and black. I think that stands out. Everything's within clicking distance. On the left you have a sidebar where it has all the AI tools that we are going to look at today. You can actually reduce this sidebar by clicking that arrow, so you can still clearly see the icons and the text below, so that's really nice. So you can actually read the dashboard better. On the right you've got the credit utilization, so that tells you how many credits were used for different features, and the quantity of the credits will depend based on what model you have used or what feature. You can create a new organization where you can set up your team, assign credits, and track credit usage. And for this, you actually need to buy some credits, and that goes all the way up to 120,000 credits at $849. What's really nice is there's actually a community board, and here you can see all the AI generated images that people have released publicly, and you can actually create AI images and have them as private so they wouldn't appear here. But if I just click on one, you can see the model that's used, the resolution. You can love it, as in like it, you can download it, you can use the same prompt. So it's really nice if you want some inspiration or you want to test out different prompts. So there's some really unique images here from different AI models. One thing to note before we check out the features is in the top right you have the amount of credits you have left. So every time you generate some content with AI, it will instantly reduce the amount of credits that was used. So you don't need to go to another section to see this. So this is the chatbot section, and on the top left we have the different AI models that you can choose. Now there's some really important information here that will essentially help you choose the model that you want for the particular content you want to generate, and they have all the updated ones such as GPT 4.1, Claude Sonnet 4, Claude Opus 4, which is really good, and each one will tell you the context length, the features such as if it supports text and image as input, and also the credits / 1,000 words. So I believe for 1,000 words it would cost 2.42 credits, and depending on the model you use will depend on the amount of credits that will cost. So looking through the models, they're actually relatively cheap, and even for one of the latest Gemini 2.5 Flash, that's only 0.1 credits, which is absolutely tiny. And if you hover over this eye icon, it will basically tell you about each model and what it's good for. And this I haven't seen in other tools like this. And this is one of the most important features that I've come across in Qolaba. And it seems small, but it really does help you make a decision on which AI model you want to use. They also have Grok, DeepSeek, they have Perplexity, so you can access the web. And I have used the Pro version and it is very accurate, but we'll have a look at that shortly. You can also create your own personal assistant, or they'll call it an agent, which most people know it as. Now you can select the base AI model. So let's provide one of the best ones, which is Claude Opus 4, and it will tell you here Anthropic's most capable and intelligent model yet, which is absolutely true. Now we can name our agent. Let's call it SAS Ltd Reviewer. You can add a tagline, which is optional. And what's really cool is you can add resources. And for a lot of these features, it will give you information on what that means. And this may be a small feature, but it's very helpful, especially if you're quite new to this type of platform. And if we have that on, we can then choose deep scraping, which allows you to scrape all internal links found on the web page. Now let's click that on. And I've just put in here appsumo.com, and you can go to add, and now you'll see it's loading Appsumo, or it's scraping Appsumo's website. And you can actually add in multiple website URLs, but you can only do one at a time. So you don't need to scrape a website if you don't want to. You can add your own knowledge base in, so the AI will use that knowledge base. And even more, you can upload a PDF, CSV, doc, docx, Excel or TXT. So quite a few file types to choose from. And it says a maximum size of 20 megabytes for images and 1000 pages for files. And it says here all 200 megabytes max. But we're not going to upload a file on this one because we've scraped Appsumo, and then you can fill out some information on what you want your AI agent to do or what it is. So it will say, what's your agent background, profession and expertise? Okay, the prompt I've just put in is you are a professional SaaS reviewer for lifetime deal apps and software. You will write comprehensive reviews on tools from Appsumo in the style of Alex Hormozy. When you're done, you just go to create and it will say custom agent created successfully. And now you will see that on the left here, our agent has been assigned, and now we'll be using this AI agent. Now with your AI agent or whatever AI model you're using, you can adjust the temperature. So the higher up you have it, the more wild it will be, and the lower will be keeping it more to maybe the files you uploaded or the website you added. So let's go with 4 is quite good. You can also apply internet search, image generation, so within the chatbot you can generate images, and you can also run code. So let's just click all these on, and actually you'll see that the AI model has now changed, and that's because certain models don't allow some of these features. So like if I turned on internet search, it will turn off image generation and run code, but it will keep internet search on for Perplexity Sonar Pro, which is the AI model that can be used to access the internet. Now with Claude Opus 4, you can generate images. So let's go into the chatbot and test some of these features out. Now, first of all, you'll see a plus icon. And if I click there, this little pop-up will appear and you have 3 options. You can add a file, which can be an image as well. You can add a URL or create a knowledge base. Let's add a file first. And what's really nice is you've got image analysis or image vision. So let's upload an image and I'll show you how that works. I have a few here. Let's upload this one of a turtle. You can also choose from history. So you could choose files or images that you previously used. I'm going to go to add to chat, and now we'll be using this image as context. Now I could say, what is this image about? Click enter or go to that little lightning icon, and now Claude Opus 4 will be working. And now it's providing me with a very good description of this image. So it says, captures a beautiful underwater scene featuring a sea turtle swimming in crystal clear turquoise waters. So this is very advanced, and that's exactly what it is. And I'm just blown away by all this AI technology, and this is really accurate. Now, we can just continue this conversation if needed. We can copy, we can regenerate, we can edit the text. But let's do something really cool. Now, we have this image here, and we have a description of it. We have image generation on. So what if we said, generate an image that is similar to the turtle one? Click enter. And now it will say that it's going to generate an image similar to the turtle scene you described. And guys, here it is. It says, I have successfully used the tool image generation, and here's the result. So let's click on that. And there you go. That's a really good image and exactly what we wanted in crystal clear water. So really nice stuff here. And that's how you can use image generation with the chatbot. On the right hand side, you've got 4 different tabs. You've got the chat history. So if I click on there, you will see the old chats that you have. You then have the save prompts. You can also add prompts. So it's quite simple. You just click on the plus icon, put in your title and the prompt, and then you can use that. You've also got the uploaded files you've had recently and your knowledge base. Now, I think I got a little bit carried away with the AI generation for images, and we're actually using the assigned agent we created, SAS Ltd Reviewer. So let's generate a new chat, and you can do this by going to the bottom left, and now you'll have a clean interface. So essentially our AI agent reviews lifetime deal tools from Appsumo. So let's go back to Appsumo and let's write a review on Qolaba. So I'm just going to put in here, write a review for Qolaba. Now essentially it should go into Appsumo, it should find Qolaba and then write a comprehensive review. So let's keep it plain and simple. Go to that little lightning icon, and now it's using Claude Opus 4, so I'm expecting a really good outcome here. Okay, so I've just had a run through this review and it actually hasn't captured Qolaba. It seems to have understood that it was using Appsumo's website, but it hasn't actually found the actual Qolaba page. Now you can go back and edit your agent, and I believe if I turned on deep scraping, which I believe was on, but it seems to have been off, and if I enter the actual page for Qolaba and go to add, let's update that. Now we have added that URL, and let's ask again for this review. So I've put in write a review on Qolaba AI. Now that we've added that Appsumo page on Qolaba, it should generate a better review based on that page and Appsumo. Okay guys, so here's the review, and it has captured that particular page, given a rating based on that page, the Swiss Army knife of AI tools, and there we go. And the reason it's been cut off is because if we look at the context length, it's 200k, and that's because Claude Opus is very expensive, so you probably wouldn't use it for writing a long review. Let's use Gemini 2.5 Flash, which as you can see has a context length of 1 million, and that costs 0.1 credits. So let's see what we get there. And here we go. So a longer review based on what you're creating. You might want to mix and match your AI models. Now let's check out Perplexity Sonnet Pro and Reasoning Pro. And Perplexity Reasoning Pro is a high performance reasoning model with advanced multi-step COT reasoning and enhanced info retriever. And this is best for complex topics. So in a new chat, I've changed the AI agent back to personal assistant, which is like a default one. And you actually have some pre-made ones as well, which is really nice. And the reason I've chosen personal assistant is if I use my one, the SAS reviewer one, it might use that context that I uploaded, and that will create maybe different content that you don't want. So this is like a default, and let's type in, tell me all the best places for sightseeing in the UK. And we're using Perplexity Reasoning Pro, which is the more advanced one. Okay, here's the results. We've got the Tower of London, Stonehenge, Cambridge University, and then it tells us about Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, iconic cities, even natural wonders. And below at the bottom is given the source data, which is basically where the AI has got all the information from so it can deliver this output. Let's try a new one in a new chat. I've got down here, tell me the latest news about Elon Musk and Donald Trump, because there's a lot of talk going on there at the moment. And this is awesome. Here it is. Key developments in the Trump and Musk feud. And it's got some really good information here and the source data. And if you're not sure on the date, we could put in here, tell me what the date of this is. And it should come back with the 9th of June. Okay, so it's got the 8th of June, but that might be because that's the latest, but that's pretty accurate. Let's try one more with Perplexity Sono Pro. And I'm going to put in here, what are the latest Appsumo deals from the 8th of June 2025? And they've just got Appsumo Select on, so I'm hoping it will pick up on that. And it has. It says Appsumo is offering 20 lifetime deals, and one of the biggest drops is Jog AI, and this is absolutely correct. So really nice here, and you could probably get the AI to list all the tools, but this is how it functions. You can also chat with PDFs or docs or any of the files that can be used for the AI to analyze. There's also an upload limit, so for files it's 20 and images it's 10, which is still really good because you can upload quite a lot, which can help you do a lot of research. You can also add in URLs, so like before you can choose deep scraping, that will scrape all internal links on the page. Then you can add in multiple URLs, you can choose from history as well. Then you can start talking with those particular pages. One thing you can't do is you can't scrape a website just by putting in the link here, which is no big deal, but I'll show you. So we're using GPT 4.1. If I go to the lightning icon, it has given me an analysis from Appsumo, but it's only taken in the URL name of the link. And if you actually read it, it says it's a AI powered assessment and test creation platform, which it's not. So although it's given an output, it hasn't actually based it on scraping that particular page. So you do have to go to add URL like this, which takes a little bit longer, but maybe that's something they can add in the future. One last feature to note about the chat is you can create your own knowledge base, and I've just got a test one here to show you. And like before, you can apply some of these areas of knowledge, such as your file. You can add in a website for the AI to scrape. You can choose from history, and then you can use this knowledge base for the AI to analyze and provide output based on your knowledge base. So let's move on to the next feature on Qolaba, which is text to image. And like many AI image generation tools, you can choose from various models, and each model, it tells you how many credits it will use per image. We've got some popular ones like Imagen 4, GPT Image, you got Flux Dev, Recraft version 3, Stable Diffusion, Ideogram version 3, Leonardo Phoenix, and Qolaba's own one. So let's generate 3 images from 3 different models. Let's go with Imagen 4 first. You can add a preset here, so they've got different style types, they've got a Pokemon one, they've got a comic book, they have all kinds, and some of these are actually really good and ones that I haven't seen in other AI image generation tools. So I'm going to add in Game Mario, because the Nintendo Switch 2 has come out, so that's quite fitting. So now that we'll use that particular style, let's add in a prompt. And you can also change from private to public. If this is on, your image won't show in the public area, but I will let the public see this one. For the prompt, you can add up to 2,000 characters. I've put in a man on a bike riding down the road, throw in a newspaper at the door. There's also this little magic prompt button, and if we click that, it will give prompt suggestions based on the prompt that you've put in, and it will add in more details which might provide a better output. So it's got here about 4K, and let's add in this one as it's more detailed. And then you can add in keywords, so you can add in different landscapes and environments, artists, lighting, shot size. And this is just a quick way to add in some important details which you might not think about, and that will give you a better output. I'm just going to leave it as it is because we've used the magic prompt. You can add in some negative words, so that will mean words that you don't want the AI to pick up on or use. I'm just going to delete all that. And then on the right hand side, we can choose the number of generations. You can have up to 8, which is very good. You can also turn on HD resolution. So let's do that. And that actually adds in more credits that will be used up. So it went from 8 to 14, but the quality should be better. You can also choose from different dimensions such as tall, wide, ultra wide, portrait and square. So once you've applied these options, you can just go to generate. And here we go. So a couple of really funny images. This one's a bit dodgy, but the one on the right, let's open it up, is actually quite funny. Now there are random newspapers flying around, but it is Mario riding a bike and down the road. So that's really cool. And of course, there's so many different options you could play around with here, but let's try a different model now, and we're going to go with GPT image. Now, GPT image is very good for creating accurate text. So I'm putting here a woman at a rock concert wearing a t-shirt that says rock on people in bold orange letters. And this will cost 64 credits as we've got HD resolution on. And let's go to generate. Here's our 2 images of a woman at a rock concert, and they got the 2 fingers there, which is very rocky. Got the orange bold text, rock on people, so very accurate. Let's check out the second image. Once again, really cool. So it's very good for getting accurate text. The last one I want to show you is Recraft version 3. Let's go 3 generations and choose ultra wide this time. And we'll change the prompt to beautiful fantasy forest with pixies and characters from Shrek. Let's go to magic prompt and see if we can get a better suggestion. I'm going to go with this one here. I'm not going to read it all, but it's got a lot of interesting suggestions, which hopefully will give us a very cool output. And this is going to cost us 66 credits. Here are the images, so that's really nice. I mean, the characters are a bit strange and I should be more specific, but there's some nice lighting coming through the trees there. And overall, it's quite impressive. I think obviously the characters it's created is just based on anything really that is trying to relate to Shrek. So I could have been a lot better with the input. So really cool there. Let's now move on to the next AI tool, which is image to image. Image to image essentially means you put in a reference image such as this one here, and then you put in a prompt. And what the AI will do is it will take in the prompt. Say if you wanted the rock on people to appear in blue, it will look at this image and it will analyze what you've asked and it will try and change the rock on people to blue. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. On the right here, we have additional options such as the prompt guidance. So it says low gives imaginative results, high closely matches your prompt. And I'm going to go high because I want that to happen. You got quality and detail, so adjust to balance image quality and generation speed. More steps give better quality, and I'm going to leave it at 30. Then you got the strength, so it's more similar to the original image. So let's go slightly higher, 0.8 will be fine. For image to image, you can select from some different models such as depth control net, image variation, illusion diffusion, GPT image and flux dev. Let's go to GPT image for this. And then for certain models, you'll have more restrictions. So if I went to flux dev, you'll have all these again. So I am going to leave it as flux dev based on what I put previously. And for the prompts, I've put in turn the text rock on people to blue. And let's see what we get. Let's do 3 images this time. Now, it didn't actually give me the output that I wanted. So I've actually used a magic prompt and I'm going to try this again. And if this doesn't work, then we'll try a different model. Okay, so it's given me something completely different. It's given me the same rock on people. So perhaps the AI's got confused. I'm going to use a different model for this. Let's go with GPT image. And it might be based on the model depending on what you're asking. So I'm going to go back to my original prompt. which was turn the text rock on people to the color blue. Now this is going to cost 42 credits, and I'm hoping it will analyze that text, but if not, then perhaps it would work better on a different image. But this is essentially how it could work. Maybe the image is too difficult to work out. And look guys, this is better. So it has changed the text on here to blue, and this is exactly what I was looking for. So it does vary on the model you are using, so something to take note of, but that's worked just as I intended. The next AI tool we have is image editing. Now you get 4 tools, which are image in painting, upscale, replace background, and image variation. I'm going to show you image in painting and replace background. For in painting, you can select a preset and upload an image. I'm just going to choose this one again, as we might as well use what we have. Now you'll see on the image you have to scroll around to see the whole image. You can just click on this arrow and now you can see the whole image a lot easier, or this one here, and you can open it back up if you need to. On the right you have the brush size, and you can choose the resolution to HD if you want. I've brushed out her hair because essentially what I want to do is change the hair color to, let's say, a blue. Now all you need to do is type in a prompt such as turn hair color to blue, go to generate. Let's take a look. Now you'll see there's some areas of her hair that are blue. So that's kind of how image in painting works. You can display the original image, so it's there, and just click there to see the new one. So that's really cool, and you can change basically any image with small details or big details. So I also want to see and show you guys how the replace background works. And on the right here, you actually have quite a few options. You can choose the HD resolution to on. You can change the background with an image, remove the background, blur the image background, and change the color. I'm going to blur the image background, and I think that can look really good for this particular image. And here it is. So the background's been blurred out. It is quite strong. There isn't really any option to change that, but you would need more manual control. But for what it is, it works well. If we want to go back to the original image, it appears we had to go to reset and open it up again, but here it is. Now let's try removing background. So that should essentially just keep this female lady in there. That will cost 3 credits. And yep, that worked fantastically well. And if we just have a closer look, so I'm really impressed with the background remover. Now let's just go to reset again, upload our image, choose from that one, and what we'll do is replace with an image. So you can actually upload your own background image. I'm going to choose something random, such as this fairyland forest landscape picture. I don't know how this will come out, but this will cost 4 credits. Okay, so that actually worked just as I intended. Now, although it doesn't quite match, you can see the potential here. The quality is really good as well, and it's not even in HD, so fantastic, really. Now, the next AI tool I want to show you is the video generation, which is currently in beta. If there's any issues, you can just click contact support there. On the right, you can choose the amount of generation, so you can have up to 2 and 8 seconds maximum for this particular model, which is VEO or VO2. You can choose between 16:9 or 9:16 dimension. So we will test out 3 models here. The first one is VEO2, and they're actually bringing out Google's VEO3 soon, so that's going to be really epic. I've got here a big shark jumping out of the water near a boat, and like before, you can actually use the magic prompt to get a better AI suggestion. I'm going to go with this because it sounds a lot better. Let's go with 1 generation for this, and with a dimension of 16:9. Of course, 48 credits. So that took less than 1 minute to generate an 8-second video. Let's check it out. Okay, so it has kind of captured what we asked for. The shark looks a bit odd, especially its tail at the back, but there is a boat nearby, and perhaps with a better prompt and more direct on what you're saying, it would provide a better output. And that was a bit far-fetched. So let's try a different model. Let's go with Luma Labs Ray 2. So that will cost 130 credits. And I'm just going to keep the prompt the same and compare the different AI models. For this, you can have 2 generations, duration of 5 seconds max. You can loop the video, which enables users to create seamless videos that loop flawlessly. That's pretty cool, even for like TikTok videos. Let's go with the size of a TikTok video for this one. Let's do the video in loop and see what it comes up with. Okay, so here is the video of the shark again. Let's go to play. So you can see how that would loop over and over again, which is really cool that it's actually captured that. The shark is kind of jumping out the water. It looks better than the last one, to be fair, and more realistic. You can also upload an image to use as reference, which is really cool. Now let's try out Kling 2, and I'm expecting the best generation here, and I'm going to leave it as it is. And this will cost a huge 650 credits, max duration of 5. Let's keep it as it is by 16 by 9 and go to generate. If you are enjoying this review so far, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for more upcoming videos. And let me know what you think so far of Qolaba and if it's similar to any other AI productivity tools that you've used. Okay guys, so here is our third and final video. Let's play it. Okay, so that's pretty wild. It's like a flying shark, so that's quite funny. So I think the best one is probably the second model, which was Luma Labs 2 for this particular prompt. The last and final tool we're going to look at is Speech Generator. And here you can choose from all these different voices. They are from 11 labs, so there's some real high quality ones. You can see an explanation of what some of them sound like. You can see the age or the type of emotion they show, the language such as American or British, etc. So there's a lot to choose from. Let's have a look at a couple. This is Joe Podcast.
Jamie, pull up the study on ice baths and its effects on our cardiovascular system.
Okay, that's pretty realistic. This is Grandpa Spuds Oxley.
Let me tell you what my grandpa told me when I was just 6 years old.
That'd be great for telling stories. Then we have Adam Stone, Late Night Radio.
The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
I really like that one. So let's pretend that we're going to go with one of these. It will highlight it once you click on it, and then you can basically type in your prompt up to 5,000 characters. Now at the top there are some filters so you can find exactly what you're looking for. They are narrative and story, conversational, character and animation, and social media. On the right here we actually have 3 different options. We've got the stability, and it says here higher value will make the output more stable, lower value will lead to a variable output. So let's just go to 0.6. Clarity and similarity enhancement. Higher value will make output even more clearer. So I think that's quite high already. Then you have the style exaggeration. So high values are recommended if the style of the speech should be exaggerated. So that probably emphasizes on certain words, maybe sounds a bit more dramatic, but we don't need that for this. Let's go back and leave it as it was, which was on the Adam Stone voice. I've just created a random story in ChatGPT and it's only used up 1037 characters and it's got quite a lot of text here, so that's quite good. And this only costs 7 credits, which is very cheap. So let's generate and see what this sounds like. So that took about 25 seconds and we've got a few options here. We can like or dislike, download, and we can share this link. It also tells you at the bottom the stability, so 0.6, and this is basically the stuff on the right hand side. It will tell you what this particular type of voice was: British, middle-aged, male, narrative story. And let's go to play.
Elliot found the key while pulling seeds from the back garden. An old iron thing, rusted and cold, curled like a question mark at the top. It wasn't his garden, technically. It had belonged to his grandfather, who passed away last spring, leaving behind.
Okay, I don't know what you guys thought of that, but I thought it was absolutely spot on and really well spoken by our AI voice. And it only costs 7 credits, which is really good for a tool or an AI tool like this. So you could create loads of kid stories if you wanted to, or podcast, or whatever you want, really. I mean, yes, there's a limit of 5,000 characters, but that's still quite a lot of words. Or if you have a blog post about 2,500 words, it might work for that. Now, guys, that's all the AI features that are available at this current time on Qolaba. Upcoming is text to sound, which should be really interesting. I'm looking forward to that. We started off with about 5,500 or something like that, and we're down to 4,276. So for everything we have created and done, I'd say that's quite fair. And obviously, the better the quality on the model that you use, the more credits you will use up. But if you are sensible, you can reduce the amount you spend. And what's really nice is you can just buy more credits if you need to, and you can buy up to 2,500 credits for $25, which is quite reasonable, and it saves you having to be tied to a subscription. It can also ensure the longevity of Qolaba. Now, 2 of my biggest things when buying a lifetime deal is if there's a lack of documentation and support, it automatically adds a red flag to me. So they have a lot of documentation here on all their features. So if we just have a look there, it's very well laid out. It's powered by Gitbook. You've got all the AI tools here that you can check out, and even images, which is really nice to see. Now, the support is also top notch. You can see here that they are answering questions every day. There's a lot of questions that people are asking, and they're very genuine and friendly as well, asking if anyone needs help. I've also had interactions with the co-founder over Discord, and he has been very helpful, and he's definitely proud of Qolaba and his team and what they've built, and they are looking to expand. And I do believe that this tool will be a strong competitor for other similar productivity tools like this. And it's even good now, so I am very impressed. There are 11 reviews so far, and they've all given around 5-star. There's a couple that were lower, but look at the response here, and they're looking to fix it straight away, and basically, based on feedback, they will update. They also have an active roadmap, so you'll see what's been live and what's in staging, what's in progress, image editing and adding GPT image and chatbot, deep research, and some of these things they've already added. Then you've got what's finalized and research. So there's a lot of ideas here and overall some things to look forward to, and I'm sure with user feedback they will add to this. If you do buy Qolaba and you're not happy, there is the 60-day money back guarantee, but I think you would be happy with this tool. Obviously, it's a lot newer than other tools that have been around longer, but I think what they have now, the foundation, is very good. You might find an occasional bug here and there, but if you report it, they are looking to fix it pretty quickly. I would also recommend joining their Discord group where you can report these bugs or features that you might want to request. Okay guys, well that's the end of the review. The question is, would I recommend Qolaba? And I would absolutely say yes. It might not be as advanced or as tools that have been around for longer, but it sure is getting there, and what they have now is very good. I especially like the speech generation, and the amount of models that you can use is very impressive, and the look of the dashboard is very premium. Everything looks top class. Let me know what your thoughts are on Qolaba, and I will see you on the next review.